Some mistakes are completely unavoidable, but I think a lot of mistakes happen just because people don't know how to prevent them proactively. What is up, Culture Drive? This video is about mistakes, specifically 3 ways that I think you can avoid having mistakes happen inside your business team, etc. Welcome back. Why am I dressed like a cheeseburger? Honestly, it's none of your business. Yes, that was weird. Also, lighten up. Here are my top 3 things that I think that help avoid making mistakes and why mistakes happen on teams. Number 1, communication from the get-go. Setting clear expectations and communicating really clearly to your team and somebody else of exactly sort of what you want to see and what you want things to look like is helpful. A lot of times, if mistakes happen a lot, that's one thing to look at is like, is the communication clear enough? Are we setting expectations clear enough in terms of like what we want? You know, sometimes lack of direction and lack of understanding what you really want can lead to sloppiness and mistakes. Number 2, I think this is the meat, is that a lot of mistakes happen as a result of processes. So if you notice mistakes happening, the first thing for me that I look at is like, what is the process here? What can we put in place? Redundancies and things about the process of whatever this thing was that went wrong, what can we put in place to proactively make it so that that doesn't happen again? Especially if mistakes get repeated again and again and again or something comes up. The first thing you do is dive deep, look at your processes. That is like one of the easiest ways to sort of like clean up things happening is like, how can we prevent this from happening again instead of just being like, oh, this mistake happened. Number 3, this one might feel a little bit counterintuitive, but make your workplace and your team and your business a safe place for people to make mistakes. If everybody is terrified of making mistakes all the time, sometimes they won't voice something that they think is potentially wrong or dicey because they don't want to look stupid. They don't want to have somebody come down on them. If we don't create an environment where we acknowledge that mistakes are just part of the process and that they're going to happen, where people are afraid of them, a lot of times people will hide their mistakes or they won't bring something up that leads to a disaster or a mistake because they're afraid because mistakes are bad. We're not adopting a mentality of like, who cares about mistakes? Let's be sloppy. It's like, let's strive to be exceptional at everything that we do, but also create an environment where we understand that mistakes are part of learning and growing, and when they happen, we can look at our processes and improve them. Part of development is mistakes. So when you create an environment where like, hey, we know that mistakes are gonna happen, we don't respond terribly to them. If they happen, the same thing happens 2 or 3 or 4 times, okay, we have a problem, either with this process or this person. But mistakes happening is just part of the process. So make it a safe place for someone to be like, hey, I messed this up, or hey, this mistake happened, without freaking out about it. Cool, that's my advice. Those are my top 3. I love you. Go be awesome.